I just finished an animal communication with my friend, and it was a live session. And I thought that there was a really good example of how our clairs, our intuitive abilities all work together. When we're in that state of receiving intuitive information, there are a lot of things happening at once. So in this animal session, for some reason, the dog was showing me, he was giving me sensations of spinning. So that's clairsentience. And then I just heard the word dizzy. So that's your clairaudience. And then I saw the dog that going in circles, so that was my clairvoyance. And then I just knew that he was having fun. So that combination of those four things, there's still the importance of trying to interpret that, all of those four things. So there's sort of that raw data of what I just mentioned, the spinning, the word, the feeling, the knowing. And then there's trying to understand what the combination of all of that means. Sometimes it's very obvious. Other times in this case, I didn't really know what was going on. But that's the beauty of having a live session where you can give the feedback as it's happening live. And then she knew exactly what I was trying to describe. So she had the context that I was missing to put these different signals together. So what happened was, a week prior, she was playing with him with some kind of toy where she was just kind of spinning it. And he was following it in circles and in circles. And he was just having fun. And she was wondering, like, buddy, you've got to be dizzy, right? So for whatever reason, he wanted to talk about that. Maybe so she knew that, yes, he was dizzy, and two, but he still had fun. He really enjoyed it. This is such a good example of how, when you're receiving intuitive information, one, is how you're interpreting it, and two, there's all kinds of signals happening at once. And the more that you practice, the more of those different bits you start to pick up, and the more detailed story and information that you're getting. But when you're first starting out, it's harder to focus on what is what, because everything is just new. And until you really start to practice with these intuitive gifts, a process that you have to go through to continue to develop. It's like any other muscle. When you think about learning, like I used to do CrossFit, when you think about learning a clean and jerk, there is a lot of different movements to it, and you break it down step by step. So that's kind of how it works with your intuition, is you focus on your strongest one to the best extent that you can, and then you can start bringing in other parts of the move. You can start bringing in other different skill sets, and then eventually you're putting the movement all together, and you're receiving all of this kinds of intuitive information, and you're putting it together in a full story. And that's kind of how the process works. And you just keep practicing, and you keep getting a little bit better. You keep fine-tuning it, and then massaging it, and then eventually you're so confident, and then it just feels so natural, and it feels easy. Just like you keep practicing in clean and jerk, and it'll feel easier and better.